My dear friends, once again, it is time for us to learn a few single word expressions. That is what we are learning these days. I think you remember. Those of you who are very serious learners of English must remember what we are learning these days. These days we are learning single word expressions. And as I have already told you in the other videos, what is the importance of learning single word expressions. The single word expressions we need to learn in order to make our English very precise and concise. Or else when you are speaking English, you have to use a very verbose language. Verbose in the sense wordy, very wordy. Say many words you have to use in order to express one particular thing. But if you know the single word expressions, it will become easier for you to express yourself or your thought on any occasion. Okay, that is with that purpose in view, we are learning some single word expressions these days. I think earlier two videos which we uploaded on this channel for the single word expressions, you must have watched. If you have not yet watched, please go and watch those two videos which are also on this same lesson. Okay, now we are going to learn a few more single word expressions today. But today we will learn only 9 single word expressions. Usually we learn 10 single word expressions in one session, but today in this session it is not possible for us to learn 10 single word expressions only because of lack of space. You see here that if number 10 was to be written here, there was hardly any space for number 10. Therefore, we have excluded that. That will be included in the next session, I promise. Okay, now please look at the whiteboard. But once again, let me tell you, as I tell you every time we just open a session, please watch this video full screen so that you can understand each and every word. You can make out each and every word, or else it will be difficult for you to understand only if you listen to what I'm saying. If you have a notebook around, please sit down with that and a pen. Write down the single word expressions. Then it will become even easier for you to memorize these words when you find some time, your leisure. Number 1, rapt attention, full concentration. Something or someone you want to be free from because they are causing you problems. Is the meaning clear to you? If it is not clear, let me exemplify in order to make this lesson, make this particular expression a little more transparent to you. Say a particular person comes to your house very often whom you don't like. You don't like that guy, but he comes to your house. You cannot tell him to stop coming to your house only because of decency. You are a gentleman, you are a decent man, therefore it's not possible for you to tell that man directly, please stop coming to my house. Why you dislike that person? Because you know that he is planning or he is trying to do harm to you. He is trying to cause problems. Therefore, you want to get rid of him, but it's not possible for you. He's somewhat like a pain in your neck. All right? So, what is that particular word called? A single word. And the single word is albatross. Okay, let me write this word. Once again, I'm telling you, I'm very ashamed of my handwriting. I'm not proud at all. My handwriting is too hairy, too measly. Therefore, when I'm writing this word, I'm going to spell out the word very loudly so that you can note down in your exercise book. Please. Number 1, albatross. A-L-B-A-T-R-O-S-S. Albatross. Albatross is the word. It may mean a person or a thing. Maybe something that you want to get rid of, but you are not being able to get rid of it because the thing is causing problems, causing you problems. So if you want to use a single word, you have to use the word albatross. Say, for example, Mr. X is my albatross. I want to get rid of Mr. X. But I'm not being able just because I'm a decent man, I'm a polite man. How can I tell him directly, please don't talk to me? I cannot say that. I try to avoid him. Why do you try to avoid him? Because he is my albatross. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Otherwise, if I dwell on one particular expression a long time, then the video will become abnormally long and you will get tired. Number 2, small decorative objects of various types and of no great value. Often you see there is a certain get together in your house or at a club, and you all want to decorate that place. To decorate that place, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You buy certain objects, or there are some objects in your own house. Say, for example, some balloons, some festoons. So what you do with those, you decorate that place. There's different types, very small objects of different types, not very expensive. So those things together, there must be a single word for that. Otherwise, how will you express that? Then let us decorate the house with what? Then you have to say, let's decorate this house, this room, with a lot of small decorative objects of various types and of no great value. It's very awkward. You feel clumsy, isn't it? So, what do you have to do? What do you have to use a single word for that? And the single word is, write down, please, I'm telling you. B R I C hyphen A hyphen B R A C. So the word is bric-a-brac. Bric-a-brac. They have decorated their place with bric-a-brac. So beautifully, the children have decorated their dining hall so beautifully with only bric-a-brac. It is a collective noun. Okay, so don't add s or es to it. It's not possible for us to add, s in order to make it a plural, because it is a collective noun. It usually means a few small or some small objects, decorative objects. So it's a collective noun, as you understand very well. So do not try to further pluralize it. Bric-a-brac. Remember this word. It is very rhythmic. Bric-a-brac. It will be easier for you to understand if you read this word, if you pronounce this word a little rhythmically. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is a continuous moving strip on which airport passengers' bags are put for collection. You must have gone to an airport, I believe. Okay, if you have not gone to an airport, you must have seen this in a movie or on TV. Say there is a conveyor belt there that goes round, that rotates, and the luggage of different passengers is put there on that particular strip, which goes round. You stand, all the passengers stand around, and just semi-circularly they stand. And when their luggage comes to them, they pick the luggage up. So what is that thing called? Try to understand the meaning. A continuous moving strip, continuously moving that strip, on which airport passengers' bags are put for collection. They collect their luggage from there. That is called carousel. Write down. C A R O U S E L. Carousel. The word is carousel. See the spelling, C-A-R-O-U-S-E-L, carousel. The pronunciation is carousel, not carousel. Carousel is a different word. Do not get that word confused with this word. Carousel means a continuous moving street on which airport passengers' bags are put for collection. Let us stand near the carousel so that we can pick up our luggage. Or you don't know where that particular area is or where that carousel is. So you are asking somebody, excuse me, where is the carousel? I want to collect my luggage. Okay, I have told you already, carousel is A-L. That's a different word. Let me tell you the meaning of that word as well, so that you can learn both these words at a time. Carousel means a wild drinking party. A few boys are gathered there for a carousel. They will drink throughout the night, or they will drink for a number of hours in the evening or in the morning. That is their drinking party, a boozing party. So that is called a carousel. But this one is a carousel. Okay. Let's move on to number 4. Someone who is certain to win an election or a competition. The election, the parliament election being round the corner, it is very important for us to know these words so that we can express our thought very clearly and very easily. A particular person in your constituency, in your locality, is fielded by a certain political party. And all of you are aware of the fact that last year he won by a sweeping majority. So this year also he is certain to win. He is sure to win. So what is that person called? That person is called a shoe-in. Let me write down. S-H-O-O hyphen in. Shoe-in. So that person is called a shoe-in. Okay? So someone who is certain to win an election or a competition. That may be a competition as well. You are afraid of participating in a certain competitions because you know that there is one competitor who is sure to win. So you may call him a shoe-in. I'm not going to participate in the competition. Why? Because I know that Mr. X is a shoe-in. So he is going to win that competition very easily, or an election that may be. Well, let's move on to number 5. Actually, S-H-O-O shoe, that means to shoo some bird away. Say a particular bird has come and perched on your balcony. You want to just get the bird away from there. So what you do? You shoo that bird away. Okay, that is the actual meaning of shoo, S-H-O-O. And here it is shoe-in. Move on to the next one. A deep, narrow mark made in soft ground, especially by a wheel. W-H-E-E-L, wheel. If a car goes over a very muddy place, the marks of the wheel are left there. That may be a ground, soft ground, or that may be a muddy place. You will see, especially after a spell of rain, you will find the marks of the wheel on that in that particular muddy place. Okay, so what is that mark called? There is a single word. So, for example, well, there is the mark left by a car's wheel. In this way, you have to say if you do not know the exact word. So, the exact single word is rut. R-U-T. The pronunciation is rot. There is hardly any space, but let me try to write this word here. R-U-T. Rot. Remember this word, rot. So there is a rot there. Oh, I understood that a car had gone past. How do you understand this? Because I saw the rot. Mark of the wheel. Well, so, and rot is also used in the sense that, say, a very boring habit, which is very unpleasant, but you will not be able to get rid of that habit. So you are in a rot. Say, for example, you are saying that I know it's not good for me, or it is very shabby, but still I'm in a rut. I have to do this. So in that sense also it is used. But here the sense is the mark left by a wheel in the soft ground. Okay, let's move on to number 6. And number 6 is a young woman who drinks a lot of alcohol, uses rude language, and behaves in a noisy way. There are some women of that sort. There are some young women, of course, not an old woman, because here the meaning says that she has got to be a young woman. A young woman who drinks like a fish, all right? And not only drinks, but also uses rude language. There are some dirty boys who use rude language. So this girl is somewhat like that. That woman is somewhat like those rude boys. She also uses very rude language, and she behaves in a very crude way, in a very noisy way. Everybody dislikes her. Why? Because she drinks a lot, she uses rude language and behaves in a very noisy, very crude way. So people say that, oh, you are talking about her? No, don't invite her. Why? She is a what? She is a young woman who drinks a lot of alcohol, uses rude language, and behaves in a noisy way. Is it possible for you to use so many expressions, so many words rather, to refer to a single individual? It is very awkward. It is very, your language will become very wordy, verbose. People will dislike your language. So you have to use the exact word. Are you going to invite Lucy? Yes, please don't invite her. Why? She is a ledit. This is the word. Let me write down the word, okay? L A D E double T E. So the word is ledit. She is a ledit. She is a perfect ledit. So don't invite her. She will simply cause trouble. She's a ledit. Your girlfriend, I don't want to say that. I feel very uncomfortable to say that, but still I'm bound to tell you that she is a ledit. Why? Because your girlfriend drinks a lot of alcohol, she uses rude language, and she behaves in a very noisy way. Though my friend will get very angry if I tell my friend this way. It's just for the sake of an example. I have told you, for example. So you may use this word ledit when you want to refer to a woman of this sort. Number 7, a light bed on wheels used to move patients in a hospital. Almost every one of us is familiar with that particular thing. All of us have seen that in a hospital. On a certain ward, you will see the ward boys push that particular bed on wheels from one ward to another, or maybe to the emergency room, or maybe to the operation theater. So the patient is there lying in that bed, and the ward boys push that bed. There are wheels at the bottom. So what is that particular thing called? That's not a stretcher, my dear friends. Often many of us use the word stretcher, but stretcher is a different thing. Stretcher, for example, when there is a football match going on or a cricket match going on, if a player gets wounded, injured, then generally some people come in with a stretcher and carry that injured player out on that particular stretcher. That is a stretcher, but this is not a stretcher. This is called, if you know, write down in the comment box immediately. I'm pausing for 2-3 seconds. Are you done? All right. Okay, I will check afterwards. But let me write the word for those who do not know this particular expression. The word is G U R N E Y. Gurney. The word is gurney. G-U-R-N-E-Y. Gurney. So from now on, whenever you feel that you have to refer to this particular thing, use the word gurney. All right, they were pushing the gurney to the operation theater. When we were all standing near the operation theater, we saw him on a gurney. All right, so there's gurney. Move on to the next one, number 8. An important person, especially in a particular job or area of public life. A very important person in a certain area of public life. Is not a private person. He is, of course, involved in an area of, say, public life, or maybe in a certain office. He is a very important person without whom it is very difficult to execute the daily activities of that office. So everybody needs him. If he is absent one day from the office, people feel that it is very difficult for them to work without his guidance. So what is that person called? A single word is there for that. Grandee, Grandee. Let me write down. Here I'm writing. I think you'll be able to see, but I'm spelling the word very loudly. Grandee. Okay. Grandee. He is a grandee. Well, what's the matter? You all look so gloomy. You are not working properly. Well, our grandee is absent today. If the grandee is absent, how is it possible for us to work? Grandee. Do not pronounce it granny. Granny means a grandmother. So it is grandee. Grandee. Okay, remember this. Number 9, and that is the last one for this session. Okay, number 10 we will include in the next session, I promise. Number 9, a young man who behaves in a very rude, offensive, and sometimes violent way. Somewhat like the counterpart of a ladette. A ladette refers to a young woman, but here a young man. So if you know the word ladette, which is of course used only for women, but there must be a word to refer to the woman's counterpart, male counterpart. That is, a young man who behaves in a very rude, offensive, and sometimes violent way. Everybody tries to avoid him. Why? Because he is a lout. Yes, lout. The word is lout, right? Let me write down this. You also write down, my dear friends. L-O-U-T. Lout. The word is lout. L-O-U-T. Lout. So here you see the young man. Here nowhere just is mentioned that this young man is supposed to drink a lot. It is not written there. That means here the woman drinks. Young woman who drinks a lot. But here a young man who does everything as this young woman does. Only he doesn't drink. Okay. Now, if you want to express that, you want to refer to a person who drinks as well, of this sort, the person is of this sort, and he also drinks. So, you have to say, legal out. Sometimes pronounced legal out. Okay, I'm not writing this one here because this is not a single word then. We are learning now single word expressions. Therefore, the word is loud. There's a single word which means a young man who behaves in a very rude, offensive, and sometimes violent way. Okay, so a loud. These 9 words we have learned today. Well, I hope, it's my hope, that you watch these videos not for fun only, but also because you want to learn more words and appropriate words. If you get some sort of benefit from these videos, my time I will feel I have not wasted. But if you do not learn from these video sessions, then I will think that it will be simply a kind of very unpleasant experience for me, because I'm putting in a lot of work, a lot of hard work in order to prepare these lessons and to make these videos. I do this with a certain purpose, and that is your benefit. But if you do not benefit from these videos, write down in the comment box straight away that no, we do not benefit from your video sessions. Then I'll stop doing video sessions of this sort. And you also guide me, please. Tell me what sort of lessons do you want. If you tell me that we want lessons of this particular sort, then I'll start making videos on those lessons only. Okay, but I feel that these are very important, and that's why I try to impart this lesson to you. Okay, those of you who have not yet subscribed to this channel, I feel very tired, I feel very uncomfortable to say this, but this is somewhat like a ritual. At the end of the video, all the YouTubers, almost all the YouTubers, not all, almost all the YouTubers request the viewers to subscribe to their channels. So in the same way, I'm also requesting you to subscribe to this channel, so that we have a lot more subscribers. We will feel more interested to make videos. See you in the next session then. All right. Bye-bye.